The past weekend, Bitcoin tested breaking $20,000 support level and fell briefly to 18,000 US dollars range. Will it bounce back or will it crash down further? Hello fellow shrewd investors, welcome to another video in your channel. The weekend before the last weekend, as soon as Bitcoin fell below 28,000, which was a very important level, I prepared a video where I talked about the most likely scenario. In that video, I showed you this white line as the declining trajectory before actually Bitcoin falls. Bitcoin's fall to 20,000 was indeed a rapid free fall. You can see that video here and the link is in the description. You all know that Bitcoin is the big daddy of the cryptocurrencies and all other cryptos have more or less quite a strong correlation with the rise and fall of Bitcoin. 1 week after Bitcoin's free fall to 20,000, again we are at another important level. Now that Bitcoin tests breaking 20,000 support level, what is the next move for Bitcoin? It can take few possible and mutually non-exclusive moves, meaning that it can follow more than one of the following movements in a sequence. The first and the most likely move is that it will oscillate in a fairly narrow range between 18,800 and 21,500, as it had a similar oscillation range around 30,000 if you remember. Let's have a look at the chart. We are here, right here around 20,000 range. Although it went briefly down to 18,000, Bitcoin will fluctuate in a narrow range in this small light red box before further sinking down. This is because following a free fall like the one we observed, it needs some temporal or time correction, some sort of consolidation before making any move in any direction. If we move forward in time, we will see something like this white line. Bitcoin will oscillate in this small box as I suggested. This is the most likely scenario. Of course, no one can predict for sure that what will happen, but this is the most likely scenario that we can anticipate. Given the past behavior of Bitcoin, I predict something from 1 to 4 months and more leaning towards the upper range for this fluctuation. What will happen after here? As you see, there are two important levels roughly at 28,000 above and 13,900 below this box. Let's first consider the case for breaking 21,500 level at the upper part of this small box and moving up. If this happens, it can go in a fairly straightforward manner up to test 28,000 and then come back again to 20,000 level. Or it can fluctuate in a bigger range between 18,800 and 28,000. So it can break the upper level of this small red box and go to upwards to test this 28,000 level. Or it can oscillate in this wider price range between 18,800 and 28,000. If it makes this move, it doesn't need necessarily the few months of consolidation around 20,000 range I showed before, since in this scenario, the temporal correction takes place in a wider price range. Altogether, however, one thing is close to certain. We are in a declining price trajectory and it has not changed yet. And finally, after a long consolidation period in a narrow or a large price range, Bitcoin is very likely to break down 18,800 support level. The next support level will be 13,900 and then 12,250 and 10,250. So after this long consolidation period, it is likely that it breaks this 18,800 support level and then it will fall. So it will fall to 13,900 level, which is the next support. This support level is important, not only from the technical analysis perspective, as it served as a resistance level in previous rallies, but also it is important from another perspective. It corresponds to 80% crash from Bitcoin's all-time high. This is important because in previous crashes, Bitcoin had an approximate 80% fall from then its all-time highs. Therefore, if it follows its past patterns, this will be a key support level. Of course, patterns can always be broken and we won't stop here. 12,250 here and 10,250 here are also not so far from 13,950 level and could be the next support levels. So let's summarize. It is important to consider before anything else that we are still in a declining crypto market and Bitcoin crash has yet to come to an end. The most likely move will be price fluctuation in a narrow or a wide price range for a few months. In case of upward breakup, it is very likely that it will not go higher than 28,000. After the consolidation period, the crash will likely continue down to 13,900 till 10,250. And remember, these are all short-term predictions. For long-term predictions and the future of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, you can watch my video on general predictions. The link is in the description. I hope you benefited from this video. If so, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet and like it. Stay happy and wealthy until next time.